YouTube, Silver Joker here. This is my first video. Uh, Not going to be going through a whole bunch of stuff. I know guys like to talk about their origins, how they got started, all that kind of stuff. Well, mine's similar to just about everybody else's, so I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm making this video because, there's a lot of videos I see. I watch videos all the time. I like to stack videos. I watch a lot of them. But, they never really talk about, a lot of them talk about um, their own stacks, what they do, what they stack, that kind of stuff. But nobody really goes into the actual sacrifices and the hardships that they go through to stack silver. Now, I don't know everybody's story, but it's hard for me to think that a guy like Silver Slacker and Salivate Metal and Big Stacks McGee and all those guys, it's hard for me to think that they have a real hard time stacking silver because they got so much of it, but I absolutely could be wrong. If you look at a guy that's got over 7,000 ounces of silver, and his unboxings are, $10,000 and $12,000 worth of silver at one time. It's hard to believe that he really goes through a lot of financial hardships to stack. That's not saying anything derogatory or mean about that. Hey, more power to him. I wish I could do it. No, what I'm going to focus on is just a normal guy like me, just makes a very modest income. I got my 401k. I have very little discretionary income. Everything I got goes out to bills pretty much. But I do manage to put some money away to stack silver because I know how important it is. Now, I'm not a doomsday guy. I'm not stacking silver because I think the dollar is going to crash. I mean, it may or may not. That's really not anything I'm focusing on. I'm stacking it because I like to save money. I'm getting older. I know I'm going to need money for my future. And it seems like the dollar is in bad shape. You know what I mean? It seems like it's going up and down. I've heard rumors that, there's going to be some financial hardships coming. I don't think the dollar is going to collapse. I just think that, we're just going to have real bad recessions. And my 401k might not look as good as it does now. So I want to just, hedge against that a little bit. So I stack silver. Now, that's why I stack silver. But the other reason that I stack silver is because I like it. I like silver. It's affordable. It looks good. It makes me feel like I'm a part of something. And it's something that's savings that I can hold in my hand and look at and really feel motivated about saving. You put money in the bank or you put money in your 401k, it's just numbers on the paper. This right here I can look at, and I like it. I like silver a lot. I had no idea how much I was going to like it. Now, my first piece of silver that I stacked was this baby right here. This right here was my first silver that I stacked. Bought it from a place here called the Antiques Mall. It's got some real nice toning on there. I bought it because I liked the way it looked. I wasn't even thinking about stacking silver. Didn't even really know that stacking silver was even something that people did, to be honest with you. I just liked this particular coin, and I bought it. Don't know if it's worth too much. It's a silver eagle, so I can probably get maybe spot price for it. I know a lot of people think that they're not really worth a whole lot if they're colorized like this one is. Let me see if I can get it to focus here. Colorized like this one is, but it doesn't really matter. I'm never going to sell this piece anyway. This is the first piece of silver I bought back in 2014, and she's going to be with me, till I die. Anyway, so that's where that comes in. So I just started stacking silver then, and I just been stacking ever since. What you see here is just a small amount of silver. I plan to do a lot more than this. But anyway, the reason why I'm making the video, I'm getting beside myself. Anyway, I looked at how much money I spend in a month. Right now as I'm making this video, silver's at $17.46 an ounce. It's been down lower than that. That's actually pretty good from where it's been. But that's kind of expensive for me. Not too expensive, but kind of expensive for me. I like it better when it's down to 14 and 15 bucks an ounce. I can do a lot better. But anyway, I broke it down for all the people like me who stack silver on a very tight budget. I'm just going to tell you what I do. Hopefully it helps. Maybe not. I don't know. But I look for videos like this on YouTube, and I can't really find too many of them. There's a few out there. I can't remember the names of them right now, but there's a few out there that actually talk about stacking silver on a very tight budget. But for the most part, a lot of them don't go into it. Anyway, I am good for a Big Mac meal, a quarter pounder meal, or the double cheeseburger meal once a month. I'm good for that. I mean, once a week. I mean, that's what I do. I work 5 days a week. Usually on Fridays on my way home, I'll stop by McDonald's and I'll get me one of those meals. And they go from $5.69 to $5.70. I mean, $5.69 to $6.79 if I want a double cheeseburger, bacon double cheeseburger. So I buy one of them. That's good for once a week. So you're looking at roughly $27.16 a month. That's just buying a burger once a week. Then I go to Starbucks every day on my way to work in the morning. And I'm really fond of their cinnamon lattes. And that thing is $3.65 a pop. And you're talking about every single day. That's 5 days a week. That comes to $18.25 a month. And then I get breakfast every day going to work because I figure I can sleep in a little later. And I have to get up and fix anything. So I can stop on the way, and I stop by McDonald's and I buy me one of their breakfast off of the breakfast menu. And they range anywhere from $3.59 to $3.79, depending on what you get. I do that every day. That's a total a month of $17.95. At $17.95 a month, I spend on just breakfast at McDonald's. $18.25 on coffee once a week at Starbucks. $27.16 on a off the value meal or the meal at McDonald's. So that's a total of $63.36 a month. That's how much I was spending every month on just that stuff. And it's gone. Once you got that, it's all over with. So what I did is I went to my local grocery store. I don't know all the rules about YouTube, so I don't know if I can mention any names other than McDonald's because everybody does. So I don't want to get into something that's going to stop this video from being published. So anyway, so you're looking at $63.36 a month. That's how much I was spending on just frivolous stuff. So what I did is I cut all of that stuff out. I went to my local grocery store and I bought them microwave breakfast sandwiches. And I bought a box of them. And a whole box of them was probably about $8. In that box, there's probably, I think it's 18 sandwiches in the box. Little microwave sandwiches. Bought me the instant coffee. I like Folgers. Bought me Folgers coffee. You can buy 32 ounces Folgers coffee in the little bucket for at my local grocery store here. You can get that for about $8. And I just stopped going to McDonald's once a week. I mean, there's no need to. I can come home and just fix me something to eat here. So I cut that stuff out. So that saved me $63.36 a month. Now with silver at $17.46, you do the math. That's some ounces of silver that I can buy, that I can put away, that I can stack, that I wasn't able to do before. So I do that. And there's some other changes that I made, subtle ones. I had all the bells and whistles on my cable plan here. A bunch of channels that I never really watched. A bunch of things that I had going on that I never really used or needed. So I I cut a lot of that stuff out, and I've just been able to stack a few more ounces of silver. Now, I know everybody's different. Trust me, I know that. I got this silver here from just saving money. I don't have some trust fund. I don't have a job on the side, none of that kind of stuff. What I get is what I save. And, I could buy a few ounces here or there. But what I like to do is I like to save my money. Save my money. So once a month, I can make a pretty decent silver order. So I'm good for spending probably about $200 a month on silver. That's just saving. $50 here, $50 there, $25 here, whatever. But just putting it aside, stuff that I normally spend for McDonald's and Starbucks, I put it aside and I buy silver because it's that important to me. It's very important to me. And I'm just saying, if you're like me and you like stacking silver and you know the importance of stacking silver, that's what you'll do. You'll make whatever sacrifices you got to make. Now, I like the small channels, the guys that just start stacking. I watch Silver Slacker, Salivate Metal, Silver Siren, Big Stacks McGee, a lot of the other big guys that's always got stuff going on. I like them because they motivate me. But what motivates me more is the smaller guys, the guys that just start the channels, the guys that just start, just like me, who are just starting, that don't have a lot of money, who are stacking silver. That motivates me even more because I see that I'm not the only one, that I don't have to be rich. I don't have to be a silver slacker to put silver away. Now, whatever your motivations are for putting silver away, you could think that, the end of days are coming, whatever. The important thing is that you're putting money somewhere else other than the dollar, because the dollar is really fluctuating a whole lot. And I got a feeling that you'll be glad that you stack silver, that you put some silver away to hedge against whatever that downturn that dollar might take. Anyway, I'm going to upload this video. I don't know if I'll make any more. I just sat here, got motivated to make this video. I just think that silver is just a great opportunity to, to invest in something that's going to pay off in the future. Like I said, I like it. I like the way it looks. I like the way it feels. I like the way it makes me feel a part of something. It makes me feel like I'm doing something right, something positive, something unique, because there's not a lot of people that stack silver. I tell some of the guys at work that I stack silver and they look at me funny. That's okay. I'd like for them to be stacking silver too, but you know what? It's all in where you are, your level of motivation, what you like to do. And that's it. Most of my silver is generic silver. Most of my silver is silver that doesn't have a big premium on it because I can't afford it. I got a few things in here with a little bit of a premium. I like the maple leaves. I like the silver eagles. Some of the other things. I like the kookaburras and some of the other things like that. But for the most part, it's just all generic silver. I like it. I make the sacrifices to stack it. And if I can do it, trust me, if I can do it, anybody can. If you knew how much money I make, you would see that if I can do it, anybody can do it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Good luck.